You grew up in Lost Spring.
Okay.
What sort of town is it?
Small town.
Yes.
Yeah. Real small.
And how did you get into music over there?
Uh, I got pushed into it from my friends. It kind of peer pressured me into it. I was younger at the time,
Yeah.
so I listened to them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And what sort of music did they listen to? And they
My friends were into a lot of hip hop. I was more into rock and roll. But I kind of guess we blended the two a little bit.
yeah. And what sort of hip hop were they into, and what sort of rock and roll were you into?
I was in more classic rock. My father raised me. My father raised me on classic rock, like Zeppelin and stuff like that. The Doors. They were listening to Lil Wayne and stuff like that.
Okay. And what did you, when you blended those two, so you started listening their music and you listened to the music that your dad gave to you?
Yeah.
When did you start making music yourself?
Oh, probably 5 years ago. 5 years.
And was there a specific moment that
No, I mean, no, not really. I think it's been such a slow, organic growth, which I'm happy about because it's scary stuff. You know, this industry's not the nicest industry, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of pressure on people and changes people. So I like the pace that we move at, you know what I mean?
what was the first song that you wrote, and why did you write that song?
Oh, classic heartbreak moment, you know? Yeah, I didn't think I had a lot to say, and then I started writing some songs out, and turns out I guess I do.
But before you pick but before you write a song, you have to have some sort of musical road that you have to learn to play.
Well, no, I mean, I have really good friends who are good musicians. I'm not a good musician, you know, so I can write lyrics and sing and write a melody, but I can't play anything. So, no, I like movies, so I get a lot of my inspiration from movies and film, characters, you know, character development, plot, storytelling, you know, stuff like that.
So because I read somewhere that you are really into Stanley Kubrick.
Of course, absolutely.
What makes his films so good?
It's the right amount of dryness, you know, dryness, like where it's not too boring, but it's not trying to be more, you know, less is more kind of thing. He's really good at it feels very real, you know, like 2001, like that looks so real for its time, you know. He's just really good at like the rawness in his film. Yeah.
And what does his film give you? What do they give you?
Well, it inspires me to create, you know, to try and well, in that sense, I guess less is more with my music too. You know what I mean? Don't try and, you know, if you don't try and use a big word when a small word can do the exact same. Don't try and, you know, bring a whole band to a festival for a 12:30 set time. You know, you know what I mean? So it's like, I guess knowing your strong suits and stuff like that. I feel like he was really comfortable and confident in his directing style, and in that he really created his own thing. You know, so.
Let's go back to those first songs that you wrote. Was it a big step for you to collect your friends and say, well, I want to write a song?
No, as I said, they collected me. They got me into it. So yeah.
Oh, but I mean, once you write a song yourself, then you're opening up.
Oh no, we do it all together.
Yeah,
it's all together in the studio. Like, I don't really write on my own, you know. Like, I'll go in and I'll hear the music and I'll be like, oh, okay, start writing out. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And I'll be like, oh, that would be cool if we did. There's a little bit of production, I guess, like little just things I add to it, but I don't know how to do any of that or play any instruments, so I trust them to trust me, kind of thing, you know? They know me really well, and they know how I should, you know, So it's a definite. I have a good group of people around me that help me.
And is there for you? You said well you have to. It has to grow organically. The industry is a bit hard.
Mm-hmm.
What was your fear for the industry when you started out?
I guess the disconnect, feeling like I might disconnect from friends and family and become something I don't like too much, you know? So it's always important that at the end of all this, I can look at myself in the mirror, and no matter how big or how far it goes, I feel like we did it our way and I didn't change or do something just to make a quick buck or get there faster, you know? So it's like a horse with the blinders on kind of thing. I think it's important to know what you really want out of this if you're getting into it, you know what I mean?
Have you always been like this, even when you were younger?
I guess. I don't really remember, but yeah, I guess so. I think so.
Because sometimes, but most of the people when they grow up, they alienate a bit because they see all the things that you can do, that maybe money or ego driven.
Yeah.
How come you stayed away from that?
I'd have to put that on. You ever heard the expression "an old soul"?
Yeah.
I think maybe I'm an old soul, and it makes me boring. I see like my friends when we were younger go and do something, and I'd say that's probably dumb. I don't need to do it, and I wouldn't, you know. So it made me boring. But like now, there's a lot of things we could do, but to me it's not attractive. It's not something I want to do. So it's like protecting. It's like a protection. You know what I mean? I don't think it's possible for me to slip and become to have a big ego. You know, yeah. I'm shy as hell. Like the wrong guy for the job. Sometimes it feels like so.
No, but it's a bit strange because you have to have the ability to write from the inside,
mm-hmm.
and that's what really connects with people.
Yeah.
But then there is the whole industry. It's a bit schizophrenic.
Right. I try to not think about anyone else. Like I don't write a song for anybody else. It has to be true to me, right? If I hear a song, I can tell if you're writing it for a fan base or for an industry, for a label, for whatever it is. If it's not for yourself, I don't, you know.
How can you tell?
It's just like a smell, you know, just like it smells bad or something like that. Like it's just like it's truth, it's honesty. Can you tell when someone's lying to you or not? You know what I mean? Like I guess that's it, you know? Just be true, be real, make sure it hits you, and then it will probably hit somebody else. But like, the moment you start thinking about them and doing it for them and thanking them and, you know, all that stuff, that's when it turns. And I just can't do that. I wouldn't want to do that, you know? I don't like thinking about them, you know?
But how hard was it then for you to bring your music into the outside world then?
I guess that would be hard, but I don't know. I don't think about it too much. I try not to think about it. You know what I mean? I just make the music and put it out there and enjoy it. I enjoy the process of it all. The creative, especially the creative, like all the other stuff, not just the music, but the film, the branding, the clothing, everything else that encompasses just your name. You know what I mean? Not just the songs themselves. You know, the story. That's really it, the story.
But does it change for you if you look back on Hotel Allan, for example, and you compare it to Happy Hand On?
Yeah.
Hard On, I mean. Does it change for you?
In a way, I feel like it's going backwards. Like Hotel is the end of the road, and then I'm kind of going backwards through it. Like kind of like a Benjamin Button. You know that movie?
Yeah.
Where he starts off old and then gets younger. It's like the same way if you think about it. Like you start off playing like the dive bars to like your diehard fans, and then you go through life getting older and it gets more successful. I guess you know what I mean. Kind of like that. I don't know.
Is it music-wise too for you? I mean, song-wise?
I just like to make things that I'm inspired by at the time. So I was listening to a lot of like Def Leppard and like 80s music and watching a bunch of, you know, Christian Slater movies and stuff around the time of Harry Hard On and this next album. And so I guess that kind of directly influenced what I was working on. And then I know I want to make a country album maybe, or I want to make a hip hop album, or I want to make a grunge album like Courtney, or so it's kind of just like be a sponge, just like I'm just inspired. That's all. I'm just like an inspired kid.
I find it fascinating what you said about going backwards from Hotel Allan.
Yeah.
When did it dawn on you that it was?
Oh man, I wrote things in that album that don't make sense for me then, but are now making more sense for me now. You know what I mean?
Do you have an example?
Like I'm talking to myself from the past. It's talking to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. It's scary enough that like it's even people, like relationships and that kind of things that didn't happen to me then but are happening to me now that I sang about then. I in a way it's like scary to think maybe manifest destiny kind of thing like that. You willing it into effect.
Is it? Do you have a specific song maybe or?
Graceland probably. Graceland, Barry Moves. The whole album really just that the Hotel album is I'll never make an album like that again. It's I don't think I could, So.
But how come do you say? Is it something that you already subconsciously knew, or is it something that you pushed yourself into?
Maybe probably that. That's probably more real to say, but it's more fun to think it's time travel. It's subconscious maybe, but yeah.
When did it dawn on you? Was it?
Well, moments. I just have moments that like I'll listen back on the album. I'll be like, oh shit, that's more, relevant right now than it ever has been before. Even when I wrote it, you know what I mean? Like, and I knew that when I wrote it too. I was like, a lot of this stuff I haven't even gone through yet, But now I'm going through it too. But a lot of it did stem from something I did go through, but it builds. I don't know. I've had moments where I listen back, and it's not all the time that I go back and listen to my own music, but I go back and I listen and I go, whoa, scary.
Why do you use, for example, you use Mr. Roadhouse,
Yep.
stage persona?
Yep.
Does it make it easier? Working from that?
Yeah, like the Hulk,
Yeah.
Like you create. I think Bob Dylan said it actually. And I'll quote him. Most people spend their lives trying to find themselves, and he says, "Go create yourself." And if I'm a shy guy and I don't like to go out and put myself in a situation that might better me with relationships and friendships and stuff, then you create a more confident version of yourself. You create a character that does do that. So I think that stems from like high school and stuff like that.
But once you create a character, you can actually practice, and maybe it more incorporates in your new.
Yeah, like acting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It's like acting.
So what did the Mr. Roadhouse persona bring you?
Everything that I do now. Everything I have now. That's what he brought me. He's the guy. I'm not the guy. He's the guy who goes on stage, and the guy who's in the studio. He's everyone.
What part of you is he? How big a part of you is he?
Probably about 50%. Yeah.
And does it grow? Does it?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. No. I don't want him to go too crazy. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like I recognize who I am and I recognize who he is. And I just need him to come out when I'm doing a show. After that, get out of here. I need to.
But is it do you think there will be a time when you don't need him?
No. More and more probably that's the scary part, is that I'll need him more and more because I don't like a lot of this stuff, and he does. So now I sound crazy, right? Now I sound crazy, but it's a character, right? So.
No, but it could be that it becomes more and more you in a good way. Would you say, well, it's more?
Sure. Again, yeah. Maybe it's the development of my character, of my human. You know what I mean? Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Could be. And well, your previous album, what was the big main inspiration for that album?
A movie called Pump Up the Volume. You've ever heard of it, with Christian Slater? Moves from the East Coast to a small town in, I think, Arizona, and he's not a cool kid. He's a very shy kid. Eats his lunch in the stairwell, but he goes home at night and he has this radio show that he puts on, and he makes up a character who's very confident and can speak to the entire school. So all the kids respect him and listen to him, and then at school these kids spit on him and don't even look at him and whatever, right? So it's like the same kind of, it just spoke to me. I was like, damn, that's kind of very close to home, you know, so.
Was it something, were you a very unpopular kid?
No.
But where does it come from then, this dilemma within you? I mean, shyness and...
I guess, I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't even know. That's the thing about it. Yeah. Some people, it's the thing about, I think, music and the difference between music and film, or an actor and a musician, is you can really work on it as an actor and you can get better and better, but if you don't have it in music, you don't have it. I don't think it's something you can just like work on to get better. If you have to work really hard at it, I don't think you got it, you know what I mean? It's like, it should be as natural and truthful and real as raw as possible, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you use film, for example, for me, sometimes film, if you create a persona, what's real then in the persona? What comes really from you if you use the persona?
Right. I guess it is more the most real version of yourself. Maybe that's what's coming through. I talk about it, but I don't really dive into it too much. But you're right. I think maybe the persona is just me.
Amplified.
Yeah, amplified, exactly. Coming out, being louder.
Certain parts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you give me a platform and I'll scream on it, you know what I mean? But I'll be so shy in just a regular scenario, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's something about a stage just brings it out of me. I didn't have it before, so.
But it could be that those parts maybe come nearer to each other when you grow older and perform more and...
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I hope in a very manageable way. Yeah. You know, I don't want to keep my head. I don't want to lose my mind, but that's why I think I'm protected somehow, because I don't like any of the stuff that could probably pull me get further in, you know, like the parties and, you know, everything like that. So
maybe you're a bit afraid of what might
happen.
I'm shy,
yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it.
No, but I mean also, I don't know if it's true, so if it's not, then just correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But it could be that maybe you're also a bit more afraid of some parts that might come out if you are tempted by certain parts.
You're probably right.
Or not.
You're probably right. I feel like I should be like lying down and this is like a therapy section. No, you're probably right, man. I don't want to be part of any of this. I just want to be outside of it and then having my fun. You know what I mean? I don't want to be part of it.
What was the best part for you in creating your last album?
Working with some of these new producers, Alex and Andrew. Having my friends get on the album, Lee and Miles and Moose. And so yeah, just, you know, getting further, but also staying in control of it all and realizing that feels good. Feels like we're doing it right.
And you already spoke about maybe some other albums, genre albums.
Oh yeah.
What are you working on now?
We're releasing an album soon, probably I don't know when, but it's done. And then I'm working on other albums at the same time. I'm working on Roadhouse 2, which is Roadhouse 1 and then Roadhouse 2. I'm just always working on other ideas for concept albums, you know, Pink Floyd-esque, stuff like that, Radiohead-esque, stuff like that. You know? Whatever band I like at the time that I want to make an album like that, my version of their album, you know?
The forthcoming album, what band were you influenced by?
Winehouse. Amy.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites of all time. And, you know, I think she wouldn't even like my music. I think she'd think I was like soft or something. But I love the way she writes a song. I like the way she sings. I like her character, the way she carries herself. So I kind of just took all that and then made my own version of Frank, I guess, you know? Yeah.
What makes that album so good, Frank?
Her album?
Yeah.
Truth, honesty. That's what she is, right? She's true. It's real, raw shit, you know? Just not trying to be anything, just be yourself, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what it is.
And what made her downfall?
Oh, you know, a little bit of everything that comes with it, you know? I think that's the thing. So I'm more protected, I think, in that sense. I don't want I don't have a lot of vices like that, you know? I think people think I do because I'm crazy on stage and stuff, but I'm a pretty behaved person. I'm quiet. like wine and cigarettes and that kind of stuff, but I don't go crazy with other things. No, I'm tame.
Good to hear.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Oh.
Should I help you?
Go ahead.
Thanks so much, man. That was a good one.
Thank you for
Good
your time.
questions, dude. That was like heavy. That was
Thank you.
good stuff.
Thank you.